underneath a balcony, and we're walking in to get to an air conditioner, and all of a sudden they go swooping out of there, out of the nest, and three robins start swooping at our heads. I've never seen them so aggressive like that. But it was okay. I get two, mother, father. Who's the third adult robin?
It just might have just been I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't explain that, but
something going on here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and they get very territorial. I had a nest actually in a wreath on my front door.
Yep.
That was last year. And every time you would walk to the door, they would be very aggressive. They're very protective and they unfortunately find weird places to nest. I like what you have. It's close to your house, or what I had last year. I had to actually stop putting the wreath up on the front door because
they'll
that's
land
the other
in it.
thing.
Yeah.
They go back to the same
place
spot.
Where in the hell do robins go in the winter? It's like, well, I've seen my first robin in the springtime. All right, well, where have they been?
Yeah, and it's a good question. I mean, typically they don't. I've read that they don't migrate like some of the other birds do, and you just all of a sudden you might see them. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but you see them. But I have to tell you, birds are amazing. If anybody ever decides to go to Cornell University campus, I would highly encourage people to go to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Wonderful place. I had to go to Cornell last week to pick up our vegetable variety trial plants, and I had an opportunity to go to the Lab of Ornithology. The trails are beautiful. And the information about birds is amazing, absolutely amazing.
I'll remember that. All right, Roseanne, we appreciate it. Sorry we had to make you wait today.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, people should, wait to plan. If I could say one date, Saturday, this coming Saturday, May 23rd, the Master Gardeners will be at the Oneida County Public Market at the train station. We are going to be there this week it's a fourth Saturday, but for the rest of the summer, we'll be there on the third Saturday, and we'll be doing activities for adults and kids, integrating our Seed to Supper program, getting people engaged on growing their own vegetables and fruits. So this Saturday, we'll be there talking about bean varieties. So come out and visit us. And if you have any garden questions, we'll be there to answer your garden questions.
All right. Will they get to meet you?
I won't be at this one.
Okay.
But I won't. There'll be a future one that I'll be there.
All right.
I have had several people come up to me and say they've heard me on your radio show. So I'm glad that people do listen in the morning.
That's funny because no one ever says that to me.
I love it. And all I can say is it is, like Dave said, it's a race fan's dream this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the O'Reilly on Saturday, and you got, 12 hours of racing on Sunday.
You're racing and your Mets. You're really good with both of them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I'd rather talk NASCAR at this
I know.
point. But
Listen, we're 7 games under 500 right now. We lost 2. But listen, I'm telling you, we're making a comeback. It's happening. Let me ask you.
I was just going to say, Roseanne's not going to sit around just twiddly. Why can't I say it?
It's an existential
twiddling green thumbs is what I was trying to say. She'll be busy planting and watching races and Mets and everything else.
Going back and forth. And just one thing about the Mets. I mean, I always said, bring some of these young kids
Yes, and that's exactly what's happened.
Spending $1 bazillion. I'm so disappointed in Bo Bichette. I don't know. He seems to be waking up a little bit, but I really, I don't know. But
he's homered in back-to-back games. I see that.
It's beginning to happen.
Opportunities. I'm so glad that they have no choice. Everybody's hurt. I figure, you got to do something.
Well, and I got to tell you, this Ewing kid, and I'm just saying, mark my words. You know how you see somebody, the worst compliment they gave this Ewing kid, I'm telling you. Worst compliment I heard was Ron Darling the other night. He's like, well, some people are saying Ewing reminds them a lot of Lenny Dykstra. And I'm like, no.
Without the drugs?
As a player.
Are you serious?
Honest to God, I'm like, that is an incorrect assessment right there.
And I thought I loved Ron Darling, so much for that.
Yep, it's all over with. All right, Roseanne, thank you. You have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Roseanne Leparco, quick break. We'll come back. You want to do that break, Davey, or I'll just keep going? I'll just keep going, if that works for you. Speaking of, we're talking about the Mets, and they, what are we down? 4 straight losses, swept by the Marlins, get crushed by the Reds yesterday. Just terrible. Steve Houck is in here this morning. Good morning. Terrible for me anyway. You're a Yankees fan?
I'm a Yankees fan. Yeah, they had a little bit of a rough patch, but they're coming back around.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the Mets. But I don't know. I must have jinxed them in some way.
I do remember last week you were very optimistic.
Was very optimistic, and that is that unfortunately is gone. All right, a lot of stuff to get to today as we come back. West Canada Valley Central School. Some schools are closed anyway today, using up a snow day. But for those that are open, West Canada Valley is closed today because of a hot water issue. I guess they would not be able to keep going if they didn't have hot water.
No, I imagine it's probably a requirement, wouldn't it be?
I guess, although I got to tell you, the number of times I would remember in high school walking into the bathroom and washing your hands, and there was no hot water.
Right.
Or the water was so hot, it was scalding hot. But nonetheless, they are closed today for a hot water issue.
Well, I suppose when the school is only one room, you don't have to worry so much about
dirt
the hot
floor,
water.
you know. And then I also have to say that RFA, Rome School District, has named the date for there'll be a public hearing coming up. They've decided to lower the tax levy increase by like a couple of percentage point, or a couple of tenths of a percentage point. And I'll get the full numbers for you in a second. We'll talk about it. But that only failed, the Rome budget only failed by 24 votes.
Wow.
So you got to think, if you're the Board of Education and the superintendent, boy, we probably could have gotten this thing passed with just a little more outreach, a little more advertising, just a little more. There had to be 24 people who would have voted yes that didn't probably even vote.
It always seems whenever there's a school budget vote, if it's not piggybacked with a bigger election local, not many people turn out.
Sometimes, yeah, or if there's a big topic that everybody's upset about. I'm not sure that was the situation here necessarily. Schools are in a tough place right now in terms of money. And if this were to be voted down, it all changes. Now you have the possibility of going to an austerity budget. It becomes a much different situation. But we'll give you the rulings. I think in this case, when it has to pass, it has to pass by a supermajority. I'll get the details on it coming up. But they've at least set their date. They're not making huge changes, but I think there's some administrative cuts. DOT has some updates on their construction and all of that. We'll have Heather Tehan in this morning. Somehow Heather Tehan will come on about one topic. Like today, she's doing an update on the fish hatchery work in Westernville as well. But Davey, it always turns out people have a lot of issues when it comes to whether it's construction or a stoplight that isn't working and all of that. We'll get to that coming up as well. And a bunch more here. Manansky, our Mets just fell to pieces this weekend.
Yeah, it was ugly.
And yesterday was really ugly. It was like 7-0 at one point.
Yeah,
7-2 was the final.
Yeah, it's they're bad. The running joke at my Memorial Day party was that my son could play center field for the Mets.
Not good. Not good at all. Manansky with an update now, 6:30.
Good morning, Bill. We have some sunshine out there right now, 49 degrees. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 6:30. NASA will today outline plans to build a moon base In a statement, the agency says it intends to share moon-based plans and highlight progress toward a sustained presence on the lunar surface. NASA is building off the success of the recent Artemis 2 mission around the moon with the ambitious plan to create a permanent base there. The U.S. military says it has attacked Iranian missile launch sites and naval assets near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM spokesperson Timothy Hawkins said that the action was taken to protect U.S. personnel from imminent threats posed by Iranian forces. He said the strikes targeted missile positions as well as Iranian boats attempting to lay naval mines in the strait. Texas voters heading to the polls in the Republican primary runoff for U.S. Senate today. The contest pits incumbent Senator John Cornyn and State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Last week, President Trump announced his endorsement of Paxton, turning the race on its head, rather. The World Health Organization says medical responders are trying to play catch-up with a deadly outbreak of Ebola in Central Africa. The virus has so far killed at least 220 people and is centered in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with neighboring countries also at risk. And America's oldest still-running Red Lobster restaurant located in Florida is now closed. The restaurant in Tallahassee opened in 1970. The doors closed for the final time on Sunday. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 6:32. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Seeing a little bit of clouds streaming across the area here as we head on through this morning. That'll give way to some sunshine. Might see a few clouds into the late morning this afternoon. Nice and mild up to about 85. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60. Wednesday, some partial sun, 82. Front through with limited fanfare, meaning no precip. And by Thursday, we've got sun, 72. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stage at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, some sunshine, 49 degrees at 6:33.
All right, we'll get to that Rome budget coming up in a second. By the way, their vote is happening on June 16th is the date for that. And we'll get down the details on that. I do think it is... I do, for some reason, think for the second vote, it has to be passed by at least 60%. But I might be wrong there, so don't quote me on it just yet. 6:34 at WIBX.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. Hustler mowers are designed to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's 6:36, and good morning. I don't know if you paid any attention, but we're calling it defensive attacks on Iran overnight. It's just crazy, though. The president says there's a deal. Iran says there is no deal. And ultimately, without the Strait of Hormuz being open, there is no deal. And this back and forth, I don't know how we ever get to any bit of resolution when they say they're not giving up their nuclear materials, their nuclear capabilities. We say they have to in order for there to be a deal. This is a conundrum, I'm afraid. And the Strait of Hormuz shut down by Iran, basically holding that hostage. So I don't know where we go with this, but it continues.
It does
I don't see
continue.
a quick deal. I don't see the deal that they're talking about.
No, neither do I. And I don't know. Trump seems to keep threatening the couple more days.
It's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be the worst ever.
Horrible. Worst ever. We're gonna destroy him.
And I just don't think it matters to them. They don't listen. They killed 3,000 of their people in the spring. They're not necessarily worried about their people. So more attacks.
Problem is who do you trust is in charge there? It seems like the military's in charge, but they've got a president, and I use air quotes there.
Right.
So maybe he's negotiating, but does he have any authority to even negotiate?
It's a real problem.
Real problem.
It's a problem. On that Rome City School budget, so they had three options according to the Sentinel. Immediately go to a contingency budget and reduce $1 million in positions and supports. Hold another vote in June, offering the original budget again with no changes, or create a revised budget plan based on community feedback and offer that for voter approval in June, which is what they decided to do. And they have lowered taxes a little bit, cut an administrative position out of the budget. But when you lose by 24 votes, wow.
Yeah, that proposed tax increase of $289 is brought down to 2.5%.
Yeah,
which isn't a huge jump.
No, it's like $160,000 taken out of the budget. So I think they're just going to give it another go around. That'll be from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Next Tuesday, June 16th, when people will be able to vote.
So a lot of times on this, when they have these tax increases, they put in how much it would equate to per taxpayer. Did they add that in the story at all?
No,
because a lot of times it seems so inconsequential. Half a percentage point is like $30 a year or something like that.
It's like pennies.
Yeah,
pennies on the dollar. And then, all the weather. What a terrible Memorial Day weekend we had.
Goodness.
I mean, yesterday finally turned out to be a decent day. And it looks like today and tomorrow will be nice, and then we cool off. But at least it's not going to be. When I say cool off, upper 60s to low 70s versus the 50s that we dealt with over the weekend. And did you get any baseball in?
No.
Yeah.
No. I didn't have any scheduled over the Memorial Day weekend. It typically is
Usually
a break.
Big travel ball. Father's Day is a big travel ball weekend.
Yeah, it was miserable Saturday and Sunday for sure.
Police union in Houston is accused of, but we complain about our weather. Look at some of the weather they had around the country. We probably should be pretty thankful. Brutal weather, tornadoes and flooding and everything else, just craziness. police union in Houston is accused of harassing a man online and calling him a snitch after he posted video of officers doing donuts in the snow with their vehicle.
The union did?
Yeah. The police union in Houston is accused of harassing a man online and calling him a snitch after he posted a video of officers doing donuts in the snow in their vehicles. Here's the man who posted the video. First, I want to ask Steve Hauk, a good look?
I would say no. Houston's, I think, right now the 4th largest city in the country. So
that's pretty big.
Big union.
Yeah. Here is the man who posted the video, Heyman Brown, and the police union president, Doug Griffith, talking about exactly what went down here.
Yeah, look at HPD, man. Look, they out here doing donuts, man.
We're human. We like to have a good time just like they do. He took it a little serious, and then things may have went off the rails a little bit.
Just leave me alone. I don't want no problems.
You can't do what he does in public and then turn around and call out others.
It's really messing with me because y'all posting all my business on social media. It's like y'all doing a lot to me, and y'all really getting me scared, like, because I ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing wrong. Y'all was in the wrong.
They know what they did was wrong. It's been taken care of. For the public to be concerned about complaining on police officers, you can complain all you want. We don't go hunting people they complain on police officers. That's not what we do.
You're a communicator when it comes to police. How do you grade that communication?
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes, listen, when you're in this business, you're in government, no matter what it is, you have to expect criticism. When you do something wrong, just suck it up. It's going to die in a couple of days.
Yeah, how it won't die is when you do that.
It makes no sense. Okay, you're unhappy that the guy did what he did. Who cares?
Yeah,
big deal.
Yeah. You move on, and there's been punishment. Shouldn't have happened. This is not the way we behave.
Exactly.
And instead saying, police officers like to have fun too.
Right.
Who okays that though?
Well, as a union, he's speaking for the union, so he's protected to say pretty much anything he wants to say.
Yeah.
It's a bad look, though.
Absolutely.
Did you see the video too of the female paraglider in Austria, who is this played over and over? Everybody was playing this over the weekend, where she was paragliding and a small plane hit her parachute.
I did not.
It's a wonder she survived. Luckily, she was experienced, and she was able to. So it grabbed her, whipped her around, and then actually broke free. And then she was able to. She was way up there too, and she was able to trigger her reserve chute and pulled her emergency parachute and landed in the grass. She was landing fast and just missed a group of trees, but she did survive. Here's audio on this one. That's crazy.
Wouldn't you feel like you could survive anything at that point?
I think so. I think you'd feel pretty good, right? Like you've accomplished something really, really big.
That's a big deal. She's way up in the air. I'm watching this video now as we're talking about it, and she was able to pull her emergency chute, so that must mean she was up at least like 5,000 feet. But she was in an area where the plane could be there and she could be there. So take it for what it's worth. She got hit pretty hard. Yeah, and it looks like based on the ground landing, she is okay. I don't know. Did she break legs or something?
No
she's
broken
okay, right?
anything. No, she's doing okay somehow through all of that.
And I imagine, like any sport, you have contingencies. Okay, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do that. I don't think anywhere in there is if I get hit by a plane while I'm paragliding, here's what I'm going to do.
But she knew enough to be able to somehow, because now you're disoriented. And one of the things that they tell you when you parachute, because I've been through it, is you must look up and make the most important thing is you must look up to make sure your parachute is open and not tangled. So that would mean for her, that would be her reserve parachute. And you literally have to reach up and yank the lines to make sure that it opens up and catches air if it was tangled. I mean, that's a lot, in my opinion. But she was experienced and she pulled it off. Did well. Did you see the story? This was actually this morning on Kim Commando, talking about how Meta has let, I don't know, 5,000 employees go. And the other part of the story is that, and it's because of AI, and the other part of the story is that there are another 7,000 employees that are left that are all now being tracked. Every move they make is being recorded by the company. And why are they recording it?
Because whether or not they want to, they're going to have to train AI.
They are training AI. And in fact, one employee asked, what if we opt out of this? Can we opt out of this? And the answer was no. So you realize we are in the middle of a major workforce revolution.
Almost like the Industrial Revolution. I think
it may be larger.
And there was a story
because that was a positive.
That's right.
This is a reverse.
Well, there was a story last week, I think it was, where
we're in big trouble.
Where there was
it's going to be ugly.
There was a CEO giving a commencement speech at a college, and he was giving it basically all on AI and how it was great, and he got booed.
Well,
seriously booed by all the students.
It was not just him. There were several commencement speeches around the country where they were talking about AI. You can imagine they're going to talk about AI, and everyone except for one was booed. And this one was saying, the greatest intelligence is sitting here in this room right now, and he
read the room,
modified it a little bit, but everybody else got booed but it's coming. You can boo it all you want. It's happening.
Yeah, I'm just surprised more isn't being done to protect jobs. I've said that 100 times, I think, and I still don't.
How do you protect jobs though? Here's the problem. So let's just take the United States for example. We're a free capitalism is our motto. It's our way of doing business and our way of government. And are we ready to go in and say, there are limits, right? There are rules. You can and can't do certain things. But are we ready to come in and say you can't use AI, which is going to save you a ton of money and make you far more efficient?
We punish.
I can't imagine we will.
But we punish and reward companies in this country based on, are you going to ship that call center overseas, or you get a tax break if you keep it here? And
maybe incentives might be like an incentive to be able to not use AI and use people.
But here's the thing: is let's take it closer to home. Look at you. You've been doing this for a long time. Your voice is well known in the area. Who would prevent someone down the road, when you're gone or off the air, using your voice and changing it to tell a story?
I think there are rules for that. You can't steal somebody's voice.
As there should be. Yeah.
Yeah. And these companies that are doing AI enforce that themselves. But you could, if someone stole your voice, you could sue for that. That's stealing your image as well. It puts you in a movie. They can't do that.
Because I know in Hollywood that's been talked about by some of these actors about being replaced.
Yeah. And you think of some of these scenes and some of these big action movies. Do you really need to
stunt work, right?
Do the stunt work, and you don't need to anymore, but they still do it. But there are, I think there's a movie right now that's playing at one of the film festivals that is completely made by AI. It's how we react to that. I don't know how we're going to react to that, but maybe incentives. But at the end of the day, this started long ago with automation, right? I mean,
CGI movies.
But beyond movies and manufacturing, with automation and manufacturing, this replacement of workers started years ago when you didn't need as many people because a machine did it. People were running the machine. Now this is like on steroids.
A few years ago, and it sounded crazy at the time, I believe it was Andrew Yang proposed the, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but essentially a guaranteed paycheck for Americans based on economic output for the country.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of laughed at.
He was, but again, there's an idea that, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you wouldn't need truck drivers anymore. That's like one of the largest unions and workforces in the country. If you could do speed enforcement without police.
Yeah.
Hey, don't take it too far there, Jeff. Come on.
Listen, I'm just saying, at what point does the machine do the job better than us, and does more than 50% of the country not have a job? Not that they don't look for one, that one doesn't exist for them.
When you look at 5,000 people being replaced and another 7,000, looks like their job's going to be replaced too, because AI is being taught by them how to do their job. So it's pretty scary. And you wonder, how do you replace all of these jobs? Because there are some that right now are AI. AI cannot do the job. Your plumbers and your those manual positions, and
but everyone can be a plumber.
It's true. And at what point though does AI advance to the point where it's robotics? You already see some of these things even in our country, but around the world, where it can perform those duties that your plumber does. Accountants, they're in trouble. People working in social media, probably in trouble. But there are jobs that are safe for right now.
I don't know. Like I say, all these jobs, we talk about this week by week. X number of jobs were replaced by AI at company X. Those jobs are never coming back.
And then one more, and I'll break, and you tell me the answer if you're ready for a little challenge. What do these three classic rock artists have in common? I'm gonna play this, and then we'll tell you when we come right back. What do they have? These three classic rock artists have in common? You've heard the three. What do they have in common? We'll get to it when we come right back. Next, it's 6:52 at WIBX.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
First off, you, I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold Kill the Police stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
Memorial Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Get up to a $1,000 prepaid gas card on select new King and Queen mattress sets. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. A $500 gas card on massage chairs. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
The Utica Mayor's Benefit Gala lighting the way is Saturday, May 30th at 6 p.m. at the Delta, benefiting Abraham House. A guaranteed evening of amazing food, drinks, and entertainment by Showtime, Last Left, Just Joe, Nick Bontempo, and more. Tickets can be purchased at uticamayorsbenefitgala.com. It's an evening filled with community connection and purpose, all while supporting compassionate end-of-life care for those who need it most. It's a big party for all. We hope to see you on May 30th at the Utica Mayor's Benefit Gala.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I'll play this again. What do these three classic rock artists have in common? What do you Messi, I know you don't know, but you want to guess? You can guess.
Well, I was gonna guess that they're all still on tour, but I don't think.
Phil Collins is definitely
not on tour yet.
Phil Collins is going to be elected as a solo artist into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's asked not to perform. He is so ill in a wheelchair, and it's
Well, the last I
terribly
think they
sad.
toured 2 years ago, and he was
Yeah.
sitting in a folding chair on the stage singing. That was it.
Yep. Any idea? What do they have in
I
common?
don't. They're so all very different.
Well, the only similarity would be they're not the original singers in the band. So Brian Johnson after
Okay.
Bon Scott, Steve
Right.
Perry came in later. Phil Collins came in to replace Peter Gabriel. So none of them were the original lead singers, and each of the bands had far more financial success at the very least after the new singers came in. It's interesting story in baseball. Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm confused by it. He was found, the former player, Wander Franco, was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor last summer. He was accused of having a 4-month relationship with a 14-year-old girl and then giving thousands of dollars to her mother to consent to the illegal, essentially sexual relationship. But then he was also found to be
buying permission?
Essentially, yes.
Oh, boy.
He received a 2-year suspended prison sentence, which allowed him to remain free as long as he met certain conditions. Prosecutors had been seeking a 5-year sentence. He's dealt with other legal issues, but he was also, the trial, I guess, also found that he was the victim of essentially financial exploitation by the mother. So he is a victim in this case too.
And she's facing 10 years, the mother.
So this was when he was underage.
No.
The girl was 14.
Oh.
And he was playing baseball for the Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Major League Baseball in America, adult, I don't know, mid-20s, 28, something like that. Let me double check his age. This is going back a couple of years. But
So she was in on it. She had to give
again, it's the
permission.
whole element of
I'll
paying
pay you.
the mother for essentially the quote, which is not what it is, but the right to do that. But then she was exploiting him, essentially holding this over his head for further financial gain.
Crazy story. How about this as a crazy story? Hooters is
He's
trying
currently 25, so I think he was like 21 or 22 at the time.
and played for Tampa Bay.
Played for Tampa Bay, yeah.
Hooters is trying to find the happy place in between tacky and family friendly. They're trying to be rebranded as family friendly.
Okay.
They're embracing a sporty beach theme. It's something you haven't heard a lot about is Hooters. I'm assuming in Florida you're down to Florida. Any Hooters down there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And is the Hooters still in Syracuse? Is it still at the mall? I don't think it is. It used to be believe it or not, it used to be at Destiny. So a lot of them have closed, but it's in the South. I think they're a little more prevalent. They are now trying to make a comeback and win people back with the food, good food.
Yeah, okay.
And a sporty beach theme,
like Baywatch,
more like Baywatch. Yeah. Here's the CEO Neil Keeler talking about some of the changes they're making to bring everybody into the restaurant. Here we go.
They had taken the Hooters girls' uniforms, over-sexualized it, I call it. The shorts almost turned into thongs. And frankly, that was never the intent of the brand. This was created in 1983 as an escape or an oasis. You know, it's a beach community. It's a beach theme type of thing here in Clearwater. So that was very upsetting. And of course, today on social media, when you see pictures of people wearing the uniform inappropriately, it affects other markets and affected us. So we just wanted to rectify it, get the brand back to its roots. I call it a re-Hooterization.
A re-Hooterization.
Really, I mean, this kind of got out of control, and they're bringing it back.
But going further,
I think it
bringing
was.
it back?
I think it was always what it was intended to be. I mean, just look at the name. Take it for what it is.
I've only been to one Hooters. It was in Las Vegas, and I'll be honest with you, even out in Las Vegas, they were girls I didn't want to see in a Hooters uniform. I didn't need to see it.
You didn't need to see it. All right, hold tight. Free money question with Micah coming up next hour.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
A warning from Iran's supreme leader. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Mojtaba Khamenei put out a statement that American military bases in the Middle East are no longer safe as negotiations continue.
This is it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio telling reporters on his flight to Armenia they have to reopen the Strait of Hormuz for shipping as President Trump keeps demanding Iran give up enriched uranium in a nuclear agreement. Despite the ceasefire, the U.S. did go on the attack again.
Airstrikes against southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM says these strikes were defensive in nature and went after mine-laying vessels along with a surface-to-air missile position. These were the first U.S. strikes that have targeted Iran since early May. A spokesperson for Iran's armed forces said any new aggression will be met with a far more severe response.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv as Israel hits Iran-backed Hezbollah militants harder in Lebanon, calling up more troops, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying in a TikTok video,
"What this requires of us now is to increase the blows, to increase the intensity. We will smite them with overwhelming force."
Lebanon state media reports 12 people were killed in a village after an Israeli strike targeting Hezbollah infrastructure. Some people have been allowed back home around Garden Grove, California, as the risk of toxic chemical explosion has subsided, though others are still evacuated near a storage tank that had dangerously overheated. There's still a threat of a leak or a fire. The polls will open in most of Texas next hour for a runoff. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton faces off against Senator John Cornyn in a primary race which has become a closely watched test of whether President Trump's backing will unseat another congressional incumbent. Cornyn and Paxton were the two top vote getters in the March 3rd primary. Cornyn was elected to the Senate in 2002, and Paxton was elected as state attorney general in 2014.
The president endorsed Paxton last week. Whoever wins will face Democrat James Tallarico in November. America's listening to Fox News.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we were meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. It's not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor was created so people could get back to living life on their terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today for just $19.95. Your 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF.
The primary runoff today in Texas comes months after Republicans did a controversial congressional redistricting to help the GOP win more House seats in November in Texas. It's led other states to redistrict also to help Democrats and Republicans. South Carolina may finalize its plan today.
Over the weekend, a plan to redistrict the state's congressional map made it through a second reading in the South Carolina State Senate. Today, a third and final reading is expected, and agreement on a map that eliminates the state's one Democratic district held by James Clyburn could happen by tonight. It's not a done deal. Early voting in the June primaries begins today, and absentee ballots have already been sent out. When several Republican senators initially voted against returning to debate redistricting after their session ended in May, one of them, Senator Shane Massey, called redistricting risky and said it could backfire, resulting in votes for 2 Democratic representatives rather than just 1. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could make big gains after a long holiday weekend on top of Friday's surge that lifted the Dow to a record high close. In the NBA playoffs, the Knicks keep winning. It's 11 straight games now, sweeping their way into the finals.
The New York Knicks advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time in 27 years when they beat the Cavaliers in Cleveland last night, 130-93. 6 consecutive double-digit road wins in these playoffs by the Knicks, who 1 season ago lost in the Eastern Conference Finals and then fired head coach Tom Thibodeau and replaced him with Mike Brown.
Obviously, this opportunity came up, and, from afar, I just felt that this team was ready.
New York will wait around for the championship round to begin. The finals start June 3rd. Today is May 26th. The Western Conference Finals tied 2 games apiece between the reigning champion Thunder and the Spurs. They play Game 5 tonight in Oklahoma City. Whoever wins this series will have home court advantage in the finals versus the Knicks.
As Fox's Jared Max. On the ice, Carolina beat Montreal in overtime 3-2, giving the Hurricanes a 2-1 lead in the NHL Eastern Conference Final. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have cloudy skies and 49 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A man who was trapped in a second-floor apartment on John Street in Utica has died from his injuries. 20 children and 15 kids were displaced by the fire, which occurred on Friday night at 709 John Street. Several people were forced to jump from a second-floor porch to escape the flames. The fire extended to a nearby home as well. 2 firefighters were injured. They were taken to Wynn Hospital, where they were treated and later released. Voters in the city of Rome will be presented with a second budget proposal after the school district spending plan was voted down earlier this month. A revised plan will be put before voters on June 16th, a plan that reduces the proposed tax increase from 2.89% to 2.5%. The revised budget will be officially proposed at a public hearing scheduled for June 2nd at 5:15. State lawmakers headed back to Albany today to continue passing a state budget that is now almost 2 months late. Voting on the fiscal plan started last week and could be wrapped up in the coming days. The initial deadline to have a budget passed was April 1st. This year marks the latest an agreement has been approved since 2010. The total price tag for the budget is projected at over $260 billion. The Oneida County Public Market is up and running for the 2026 season. It's located at Union Station on Main Street in Utica and operates each Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. The market offers a variety of products such as baked goods, produce, meats, and handcrafted items. Starting this year, there will be more activities, including musicians and vendors. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is unveiling a new bill to help Americans save money on food. He was in Schenectady on Monday discussing the Family Grocery and Farmer Relief Act. Schumer said the bill would lower grocery costs for families by breaking up monopolies and restoring competition to bring better choices to the meat counter. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Seeing a little bit of clouds streaming across the area here as we head on through this morning. That'll give way to some sunshine. Might see a few clouds into the late morning this afternoon. Nice and mild up to about 85. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60. Wednesday, some partial sun, 82. Front through with limited fanfare, meaning no precip. And by Thursday, we've got sun, 72. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stage at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, some sunshine and 50 degrees at 7:08. All right, in sports, an ugly weekend for the Mets. They lost all 4 games over the holiday weekend, only scoring 4 runs. They lost 7-2 to Cincinnati on Monday. Nolan McLean tagged with the loss. That series continues tonight. The Yankees rallied past the Royals 4-3 to open their series in Kansas City. Anthony Volpe drove in the go-ahead run after a single in the top of the 9th. Brought a pair home. New York has won back-to-back games, and they continue that 3-game series tonight. The Knicks completing a sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last night's final, 130-93. It's 11 straight wins for the Knicks. Half a dozen of those by 25 or more. Karl Anthony Towns led the Knicks in scoring with 19 points. They play either Oklahoma City or San Antonio in the NBA Finals starting next week. Those two teams tied at 2 games apiece in their series. Hockey playoffs. The Hurricanes have back-to-back overtime wins in the Eastern Conference Final. They beat the Canadiens 3-2 in Game 3 from Montreal. Carolina now leads the series 2-1. Out west, the Vegas Golden Knights looking to advance to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd time in franchise history. The Golden Knights lead the West Final 3-0, entering Game 4 against the Avalanche. Matter of fact, Colorado was up 3-0 in Game 3 and lost that game by a final of 5-3, I think, with an empty netter late in the contest also.
A couple things. We have Hopeika's free money question of the day we're going to get to coming up in a second. We'll do it at 7:35. Davey, this morning, it is worth how much money?
10 cents.
Okay. All right. Good. I think we can work with that. You think? All right. What are we talking about?
$175.
$175. We'll do that at about 7:35. Plus, you have tickets, a chance to win tickets to see the fight night at the Turning Stone coming up this weekend. Is it next? No, it's next weekend, June 12th. Sorry, I'm moving 2 weekends away.
Too fast, yeah.
Yeah, moving too fast. June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. That is Hall of Fame weekend in Canastota. Ben Simons, Farmer Ben, was on Facebook talking about there was a theft recently, and it's something he was talking about here on the radio last week. Ben, good morning. Thanks for coming on. What's this story, Ben? And it's something you predicted was going to start happening. People stealing cattle because the value is so high.
Yep, cattle rustling. I know I'm laughing a little bit, but it's real.
Yeah.
Back in the old days there, people would steal cattle to enrich themselves because they were very valuable. And then, for 30, 40 years, that kind of dropped off because the price of cattle had dropped down and things, price of beef wasn't as high. And now cattle prices, as I've been saying on the radio, are $2,000 to $3,000 per animal. That's the value of them, and everybody's turning their animals out to these pastures. And most pastures are in very rural, not populated areas where people can go with a cattle truck back up to pastures and round them up, run them in a cattle truck, and then go sell them.
I think we saw this on, wasn't this the big thing on, what was that, the show with Kevin Costner there, out on the ranch. They were stealing cattle out there. This
Yellowstone.
Is from Yellowstone. This is from Empire Livestock. Important information. Stolen 17 5-month-old heifers.
Oh, wow.
From a dairy farm in Oakfield, New York. If you hear or see anything in regards to this, please report the missing cattle.
That's almost $60,000
immediately. Yeah, Ben, this is a real theft.
It really is, and it is serious business. And this is the second one this spring. Here about a month ago, there was a fella that backed up to a large farm in northern New York, loaded on a whole load of calves, and took them to the local auction house up in way up there near the Canadian border. And how he got caught was it was very unusual for this particular fella to show up with animals that's not accustomed to his business. It wasn't his thing, and the auction house did some questioning.
Yeah.
Yep, and then over the weekend, this thing just came out through Empire Livestock right here in Vernon, New York, saying, hey, anybody that shows up with these animals and
beware,
pay attention, beware. And it's getting around the farm community that start paying attention to your animals that you're putting in very remote areas because they're going to start missing. And what's the other thing that is a concern that's talk about us farmers, and I know this is very disturbing, but if you don't keep track of your animals out in the pastures, somebody could literally go out there, shoot an animal, and harvest them just like they do deer because beef is so expensive. People are now starting to do that also. So we've got to really...
Why crawl under... I mean, this is stealing cattle versus stealing the catalytic converter.
Right.
That was a big... right? Why crawl under a car when you can just go out in the rural area and steal a cow?
Ben, I have to ask, aren't they chipped or branded in some kind of way where you can track them?
Oh, you have been watching Yellowstone.
Not like the old days. No, now everybody uses these metal tags. There's little metal tags that you get through your livestock supply company or your veterinarian.
Well, they put them on the ear, right?
Yep, and it's a little metal tag, and the prefix number is 21. That identifies the animal was born in New York State. And when you vaccinate them and do anything with them animals, that is the number. And that metal tag can be removed. It can be cut out with just a pair of pliers, and then you lose track. So I'm sure that branding, I'm not totally in favor of it, but I'm thinking that branding might come back, especially for beef animals.
All right, Ben.
Now, registered cattle.
Yeah.
Just one second. But registered cattle, like purebred cattle, they do tattoo. I used to raise Guernseys years ago, and when you had registered Guernseys and the paperwork all fell in line, they used to tattoo inside the ear a ID number that was always tattooed in the ear, and that's kind of drifted away. But now I think you're going to see that's going to start coming back.
Yeah, I was going to say, we talk about AI and all this technology, and it sounds like this particular industry has gone backwards with its tracking and analytics, if you will. Cattle analytics.
Well, we got lax is what happened. Is cattle rustling went away, and just because of economics of things. And where I stumbled into this, if you guys remember, was a year ago. My wife and I were very fortunate to take time off in the spring and went out to Missouri, went to Branson, Missouri, and we toured around the countryside. And we stopped into a diner where there were some farmers there, and they were telling me that they were dealing with cattle rustling. I'm like, oh, this is like the old days, you know?
Yeah.
And now here it is happening in 2026 in upstate New York.
And it's rustling, R-U-S-T-L-I-G, not wrestling.
Right.
That is correct.
Things.
And there's cow tipping, which is a completely different thing, which can be
rustling and wrestling are two different things.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right, Ben, we appreciate the update. Thank you.
No, thank you for the interest in the PSA. So everyone pay attention to your livestock. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. A couple of comments here. Richard this morning on the deal that Trump is touting. The only deal Trump makes is in front of a mirror with himself. In my opinion, it's all insider trading to manipulate the markets. Trump and his family and friends are making billions of dollars on these fake deals. It is Taco Tuesday, says Richard this morning. Do you think he's opinionated on the topic?
I think he's mostly
hates
right
Trump?
on the topic. I don't know.
Here's Mike on AI. You can try to limit AI all you want. This is a really good point. But do not forget, it's a global economy, and the Chinese will lap us quickly if we do nothing.
When people don't have jobs, your global economy crumbles. If people don't have income to buy these items or things, what's going to, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I know that's maybe longer term down the road. It's like,
I think what is about to happen, and I know this sounds, I've been talking about this for a long time, since radio was dealing with automation. And, it used to be the automation was terrible. You knew it was automated. Nothing was tight. The voices didn't sound like they were they were real people recording them, but it was awful.
A little clunky, yeah.
And then it got better. And then then voice tracking came along. And then you found that your midday person who was working 10 till 2 was also coming in a little early because she was doing 3 other shows in 3 different markets that were owned by the same company. So back then, I really felt like this was going to happen everywhere, and look, it's happening now.
But here's
and we're in the middle of what we have to is reinvent an economic system so that people can, they'll say, there'll be enough jobs for everybody. I mean, they just won't do those jobs. There'll be other jobs they can do. Or will unemployment be really, really high, and how are we going to solve that problem?
Here's one of my questions. And again, I have a bit of an infantile understanding of AI, but my understanding, like with ChatGPT, is it's essentially Wikipedia advanced. So it's taking information that people input and then giving that information back out. So we've seen it even locally where it's been bad because people have used it assuming it's correct and it's not correct. So, and I'm assuming that, Facebook is going to use a much better AI.
Here's where that is. So you can ask AI to search the web for an answer, and it might come back with an incorrect answer. that it's discovered online or incorrect data. That can't happen. But where these big platforms, these are closed.
Right.
They're only working with the information that's been put in,
controlled input.
And I think where you are right now with your $20 a month ChatGPT or your free account is peanuts compared to where these big companies are and where China is, and certainly with the military and everything else. Wow, it's coming, and it's coming very, very quickly. Why is it happening so quickly? Well, because AI is doing the computing, I think, and it happens pretty quickly. Pretty scary. We will talk to Dr. Hall about it because there are areas where AI is doing really big things. Like, for instance, helping and speed up research. Pancreatic cancer used to be the worst cancer that anyone could get. We all know at least someone who died of pancreatic cancer. By the time it is discovered, it's usually too late. I mean, Alex Trebek, Jeopardy, died of pancreatic cancer. Local people who are notable have passed away of pancreatic cancer. Well, now it seems like we've found a path towards maybe not curing it, but preventing people from dying from pancreatic cancer. Not quite there yet, but have made huge gains. And a lot of this is coming from AI. So we'll talk to Dr. Hall on that coming up in a second. Hobica's free money question, $7.35. We'll do it. It's worth $175, and it's coming up.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Hi, this is Kira Meelan. After almost a century in business, Meelan's Carpet One is known for many things. Our commitment to customers, for example. We go above and beyond to make your shopping experience exceptional from start to finish. We're also known for quality installation. Our experienced installers are like part of the family. They've been with us for years and they do an incredible job. But one thing everyone knows us for is Karastan area rugs and carpets. And this month is National Karastan Month. Karastan area rugs and carpets offer unmatched quality and timeless beauty for your home. Many of the choices available come with a lifetime stain warranty. And with the lowest prices of the season, no interest financing, and up to $1,000 in savings, National Karastan Month is the best time to invest in new carpet or area rugs. So this month, stop by Meelan's Carpet One on Old Commercial Drive in Yorkville, across from Joe Tahan's, where the good meal and feeling means incredible savings and financing on Karastan area rugs and carpet.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we are dedicated to helping you understand your benefits and how to use them. It's one of the reasons why, for the third straight year, we have been named #1 in customer satisfaction among Medicare Advantage plans in New York and #1 for ease of doing business by J.D. Power. We were named most trusted, too. We remain committed to giving you high-quality coverage and the best possible Medicare experience. Learn more at medicare.excellusbcbs.com. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
The bar's set with Top Shelf Country Cruise, and 2027 is taking it even further. You're not going to want to miss this. Sail aboard the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa, stopping at Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel, and catch performances by Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Hauser. Introducing the exclusive Veranda Plus stateroom with these amazing perks. Embarkation day lunch, daily breakfast in blue, afternoon hors d'oeuvres, and a beverage package, all included. Reserve now at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States.
and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, good morning. It's 7:25 on the line right now is Dr. Kent Hall. And Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. Hope you had a really nice, cold, rainy Memorial Day weekend, like the rest of us.
It was very nice and cold and rainy.
Yeah. Well, yesterday by the afternoon turned pretty nice, and today and tomorrow are going to be pretty decent. So I guess we'll take it. So talking about AI, I was reading recently that there are many physicians today. There are some AI platforms that are designed just for medicine and for doctors, and a lot of them are using that today. A lot are using AI. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah. So medicine, has always been. I don't know if we've been at the forefront, but we've certainly, been looking forward in terms of how best to use these new technologies, always or often with the focus of, at least from an individual physician standpoint, often with the focus of trying to have as much face time with patients as possible. Mm-hmm. And that includes things as mundane as using AI or technology to speed up our ability to make notes so that we don't spend so much time staring at a computer screen. We spend more time actually talking to patients. Now there are actually these programs that will listen in on a conversation between a patient and a doctor, and will actually write the note as it is happening, so that then the doctor can then go over the note with the patient to make sure that everything in it is accurate, which I think is great. People are always going to have some concerns. Well, if you've got this machine that's listening to me, what does that mean for privacy and stuff? And those are reasonable concerns that have had, safeguards have been put into the system, but you always need to make sure that those safeguards actually work.
So I was in a doctor's office once, and here's a person that AI has taken their job. And it was some company that the doctor was using, some company, I don't know where, but he said, I'm using an assistant note taker or whatever they called it. And do I have your permission for Julie is on the other end of the line, and she's going to be listening in and taking notes. Do I have your permission? And I'm like, I have no problem. And then Julie actually spoke. She was a real person. Today, and very quickly this has happened, you really don't need a human anymore.
Right, and this is this is the good and the bad. So the good is that you can get things done even more quickly. Right. The bad is that this was a person's job.
Somebody's job, yeah.
And that job has gone away or is going away. These things are still very much in the kind of the late development. So it isn't that they're completely experimental. By the way, that person's job position is called a scribe.
A scribe,
so because
transcribe.
That's what they do. They actually transcribe what is going on. So.
Well, and on top of it, there was a company that provided this to physicians, and that company probably is still doing okay because they're using maybe an AI note taker or an AI scribe. Now, in an area where AI is helping tremendously, it's research, right?
Yeah, so I would say that probably one of the biggest pluses for the use of AI in medicine is really to push research forward at a much faster pace. Because with AI, with these supercomputers, they can analyze huge data sets to come up with things that should be targeted for whether it's cancer research or whether it's other diseases, genetic diseases, things like that, and then to actually help in the development of the research protocol, so that it can be done in a much quicker and hopefully, this is the hopefully part, hopefully safer as well. Now again, we're early into those things, but there was a recent one. I know you were talking earlier about pancreatic cancer, and there was a recent study talking about the use of a combination of AI and mRNA vaccines for the treatment of pancreatic cancer that has showed it's very early, very small numbers. I think they only had like 12 or 13 patients in it. It was a phase 1 study, but they showed 90% of those people were still alive 6 years later, which in pancreatic cancer is almost a miracle.
Yeah.
So that is one where a combination of the AI plus the technology that really hit the afterburners with COVID and the mRNA vaccines really has shown great benefits. So.
And I wonder how long that takes from to the point where it's a study, and how long it takes to get it to the point where it's used on everybody.
Yeah, well, so that's a good question. I will tell you that in the past, the average was about 17 years.
Yeah.
Obviously we have cut that down significantly, but you still have to go through the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 process. And that simply takes time, if only because you not only have to do those studies, but then do the actual data collection, recruit patients for it, et cetera, but then you have to analyze it. So the analysis is being done much faster.
Yeah.
Identifying patients is now faster than it was, but you still have to actually treat the patients and then wait to see if they get better or get worse. And that is something that obviously just takes time.
Yeah. And then finally, I wanted to ask you about Kyle Busch. His cause of death is out, and it was pneumonia that turned to sepsis, I believe. How preventable was that? Is that somebody that just was like, I don't need to go to the doctors. I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. I mean, was this seems like it was very preventable.
So it certainly happened very rapidly, and it makes you wonder. I haven't seen any of the pathology. It's obviously, so I can't speak to what the organism was or anything like that, and I certainly don't know the circumstances surrounding it, whether he'd been sick for a while and had, kind of sloughed it off. Hey, I'm going to be fine, whatever. But it is, and I assume that he's in good physical health, prior to this. I mean, being a race car driver, you would think that he would be. So I would say that, it is very surprising that something would happen this quickly. That to me would be good as a case study if it is allowed to actually be done, so that people can understand, so that by people, I mean, well, everybody, but certainly, medical researchers can understand what the circumstances were, so that hopefully we can target those to keep it from happening to somebody else. But it's hard to know exactly, the specifics of this. It's terrible. It's just a terrible thing.
It is. Yeah.
Early treatment of pneumonia certainly does not result in people dying from sepsis. So that's the caveat.
Okay, Doc, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, everybody. You too. Please have a great day, and please be safe.
All right, you do the same. By the way, when you look at this forecast, 80-something today, 78 and sunny tomorrow, and then sunshine rest of the week, but low to mid-60s. I mean, can't we catch a break here?
I know it's June now. We're approaching June.
We're coming up on June here. I mean, come on. News, and then Hobica's free money question of the day coming up at WIBX.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through May 31st, get up to $180 back on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get $80 back when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Don't wait. These offers end May 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
The Memorial Day sale is on at Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Remember, no one has all the brands under one roof, and we're giving away prepaid gas cards with select king and queen sets up to $1,000. Hurry!
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC ChemDry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process, inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC ChemDry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
We have some sunshine and 51 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time 7:36. The U.S. military says it has carried out what it's calling self-defense strikes against Iranian missile launch sites and naval assets near the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command says the action was taken to protect U.S. personnel from imminent threats posed by Iranian forces during the ongoing ceasefire. President Trump heading to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center today for his annual checkup. Last year, doctors diagnosed Trump with chronic venous insufficiency, a common condition causing mild swelling in the lower legs. The White House says Trump will also spend time with service members and staff at Walter Reed in recognition of their service, professionalism, and dedication to the nation. The Eastern Conference champions have been crowned, and one team is in place for the NBA Finals. That is the New York Knicks, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers 130-93 in Game 4 last night, sweeping the Eastern Conference Finals. It's their first time in the finals since 1999. Playoff action continues tonight. Oklahoma City plays host to San Antonio in Game 5. That series tied at 2 games apiece. Senator Andy Kim says he was pepper sprayed by an ICE officer in Newark, New Jersey. The Democrat was outside of an immigration detention facility with a group of demonstrators when the incident occurred on Memorial Day. Kim said he saw chaos inside and outside of Delaney Hall, where roughly 300 migrants are reportedly holding a hunger and work strike. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullins has disputed the report of a hunger strike and called Kim's visit a political stunt. And voters in Texas set to hit the polls today in the Republican primary runoff for the U.S. Senate between incumbent Senator John Cornyn and State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Last week, President Trump announced his endorsement of Paxton. The stars came out for the 52nd American Music Awards. The event took place last night in Las Vegas and was hosted by Queen Latifah. BTS walked away with the top prize of the night, earning Artist of the Year. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:39. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Seeing a little bit of clouds streaming across the area here as we head on through this morning. That'll give way to some sunshine. Might see a few clouds into the late morning this afternoon. Nice and mild up to about 85. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60. Wednesday, some partial sun, 82. Front through with limited fanfare, meaning no precip. And by Thursday, we've got sun, 72. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine and 51 at 7:39.
All right, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day. It's worth $175 plus. You'll have a chance at fight night tickets at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino coming up on June 12th. And on top of that, I think an oil change as well, Davey. Holy moly, the winning just Never stops. You're looking for caller number what? What do you want to go with here? Caller 5. Good.
Yeah.
Fifth caller right now at 315-736-0186 from Hobica on WIBX. We'll take caller 5 next.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Start your savings at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Now through May 31st, get up to $170 back on a Firestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $70 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Don't wait. These offers end May 31st. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
First off, you. I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold Kill the Police stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's time for Hobica's free money question. It's $175 if you win. Additionally, we're giving somebody a chance to win from the Turning Stone Fight Night tickets, June 12th. And our contestant is Denise, who's on the line here. Comes from the Hobica law firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica. For your legal needs, call 315-724-1600. And Denise, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, it's a great day.
It's a great day. It is a great day. It's going to be beautiful today, too. I'll take it. All right. Are you ready? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
You're as ready as you're going to get. All right. All right. Here we go. This is your question. 7 seconds to answer it. Lockheed Corporation's, this is back in the 1930s. Lockheed Corporation's co-CEO, Jack Northrop, is credited with mistakenly creating what toy? Ready, go. Anybody want to take a guess on that one in here?
Is it Slinky?
No.
I was saying Slinky.
You were thinking Slinky. No, not the Slinky. Remember Lockheed, known for...
Yes, it was.
Today is National Paper Airplane Day.
No.
As a way of testing aerodynamics and concepts of aerodynamics, Jack Northrop invented the modern look of the paper airplane. And today is National Paper Airplane Day.
Why just stumped me?
I'm sorry, but listen. Are you interested in Fight Night tickets?
I was more interested in the oil change.
All right. Are you interested in an oil change?
Yes.
Well, listen. You're not going to walk away from here with nothing. We're going to give you the oil change from Jackson Auto Outlet and Taylor's Trailers, located at 7113 East Dominic Street in Rome. I'm going to give you to Davey. He's going to give you all the details on that, and it's a $99 value. How about that?
Oh, that is amazing.
Well, there you go. All right, Denise, you stand by and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is it just me or paper airplanes don't look anything like actual airplanes? I mean, some, but most airplanes that we see
listen,
have big wings. Paper airplanes don't.
This is how I'm going to say it. It looks like a fighter jet, in my opinion, right? When done right.
Right.
I can never seem to figure out how to make a paper airplane that, number one, looks good, and number two, flies well.
Which is the most important thing.
It is, yeah. Mine just seem to go right down to the ground. I don't know why. But there are some people that are really good at it. And they look kind of real.
There's competitions for it.
There are competitions.
And can I say this weekend I was flying?
And it is, by the way, a paper airplane is considered a toy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But this weekend I was flying, and I was in Baltimore, and our plane came down the taxiway as we were landing, and I looked over, and there was a stealth fighter, which was very interesting to see on the runway. It was just kind of rolling, but I love to see those things in person.
Well, it's almost like the paper airplane looks more like was created back before a plane was ever created that looked like it. Now, some of these military jets kind of look like a paper airplane.
A little bit. Fair enough.
Studio right now is Heather Tehan. She is with the Department of Transportation. Heather, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And are you good at the paper airplane
Paper
thing?
airplanes?
I mean, you are in transportation.
I am, but I'm not a transportation engineer.
Okay.
So I'm going to preface that. So I can make a decent one, I think.
Well, and it turns out it was an engineer who actually created the first.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And then everybody's like, well, you could, all you need is a piece of paper. We can make this. All right. Anybody has any questions about construction, about a road that needs help, about a stoplight that isn't working, or whatever? This is your chance. You've got Heather on the hot seat or in the hot seat, 315-736-0186 if you have a question. You have some updates for us this morning, though.
Yes. So I just got an update when I was pulling in that the Mohawk Street work that's being done is we're expected to have that open tomorrow.
Okay.
Possibly this afternoon, but most likely tomorrow.
Where is that? Is that over here?
It's right over here.
It's the Whitesboro issue.
Bridge, alternating lanes.
So it's going to be done.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
Well, it'll be open to traffic.
Okay.
They're still going to be probably doing some things. But it'll be open.
Okay.
We won't have the alternating lane anymore.
All right.
So
all right.
That's good news.
That's update number one.
Is.
And then you have fish hatchery work. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we have a detour in place to go around Fish Hatchery because we have a closure at the intersection of Fish Hatchery and Route 46. There's going to be more work to come on that, though. It's quite a large project. It's a culvert replacement and a new culvert being put in for a future trail project. So we're going to have eventually 46 in the next coming weeks is going to be down to one lane as well with a signal in that area because we're going to be building a temporary alignment for traffic to be coming down that hill.
Okay.
And so people need to travel with caution there. And please follow the detour. We have a lot of folks who are going up to the next, taking 46 past Fish Hatchery and going up to the next road. There's an issue there with the bridge. It's a low bridge, and we don't want to see any trucks get stuck going past that. So they should follow the detour that's ahead instead, and we'll see how that goes.
All right, and then because what happens sometimes when people are put into those situations, they might do an illegal U-turn, might do something that they shouldn't be doing.
Correct. So we see all kinds of things. Our crews see all kinds of things when we have detours or temporary alignments or single lane. With a temporary signal, people try to be creative when they going.
Well, you know where I always see the creativity is over at the New Hartford Shopping Center. You know where they put there's the entrance by the bank, and where that what's the name of that flower place that sets up shop over there in the New Hartford? So it's along that. What is that side street right there? Campion Road.
Is it Campion?
No,
I know where you're talking about where people go and they make the U-turn where you're not supposed to.
So you're exiting there, and you're really not supposed. You can exit there, but you have to turn right.
You have to turn right.
So because there's no way to turn left. Right. So you turn right, and then there's the construction parking lot over there that people tend to do their little U-turn on, and there is literally a sign that says you can't do it.
Yes.
But you either break the law or put your life in the hands of those gigantic potholes to drive all the way through the back of New Hartford Shopping Center, which is like the Grand Canyon of potholes.
It is bad back there.
I believe it's actually an obstacle course. And then there's a way you can get on to Route 12 from there. So
there is.
Sorry.
Yes.
You have no control over the potholes.
Not in the parking lot.
In the parking lot of the Hartford Shopping Center?
No.
I don't think anyone does, to be honest.
Parking lots are not our
anyone.
area.
No.
For the most part.
And then Westernville, what's going on there?
So we have a big big meeting coming up this Thursday from 4 to 6 at the Town of Western Town Hall. And this is our second meeting. We had one there February 11th about this proposed project. We're going to be replacing a bridge, resurfacing a bridge, and having a bridge and replacing a culvert all on 46 in the Town of Western. We went there in February and to get public comment. We got public comment that said, whoa, this traffic plan isn't going to work for us.
Yeah.
And so we found out that there's some issues with farming and harvesting and things like that in that area, and that our detour would have been really an impediment. So we made a change to the traffic flow. We're going to present that at this meeting on Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. So if anyone who takes Route 46 from like Boonville to Rome, you're going to want to attend this meeting or send somebody on your behalf to find out what's going on.
Okay.
Because we're going to have a detour, which is for commercial traffic. Like all our detours for state work is always commercial traffic. If you're local, you can find your own way, but there aren't a lot of options in this area for our detour area. So the detour actually is to come down 46, go into Rome, come back up 26, and head into Boonville, 294 to Boonville, to come around this. So it's a lengthy detour. The culvert replacement, we're expecting a 28-day closure. The bridge replacement, though, is going to be lengthy.
Okay.
And it is going to be a 2-season job now. And initially, we said it was going to be 1 season. Now it's going to be 2.
So this is something, if you're traveling back and forth, Boonville to Rome,
you're going to want
to know about this.
You're going to want to know. So please come. We really want to hear your comments and so forth about it. One of the sites will have a temporary alignment. The site over Stringer Brook will have a temporary alignment. So that's not so bad, but there will be detours for the others.
And when is that meeting again?
The meeting is this Thursday from 4 to 6 at the Town Hall, Western Town Hall.
All right, Tom is in New Hartford. Has a question for you. Tom, you're on with Heather.
Yeah, I just wanted to express a great deal of respect and admiration for our local Department of Transportation officers on two levels. First, a couple of years ago, a member of our fraternity happened to part company with a very valuable item, and
I remember that.
And right, I knew it was you. And before I could even call in to the office, to the local office, Heather had already notified her road patrols of the loss of this item. I hadn't even called yet. She just heard it on the air.
Wow!
This is how good that operation is. So thank you very much. We certainly do appreciate it. And we did finally locate that item.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, that was so bad because it was such a piece of history, right?
It was like family photos, I think, wasn't it?
No,
it was the charter. The charter.
The charter of the Knights Templar.
I do remember that.
From DeWitt Clinton. And what had happened was, it was located a block and a half from its point of departure from the vehicle that lost it. But and it had been crushed and had spent 26 days outdoors, and the item had dissolved inside it. But we're reconstructing the item.
Okay.
And the second thing I wanted to thank the DOT locally about was we have a friend who earned and was given the opportunity to have a wonderful career at the local DOT office. A young blind lady who served, I think, with some distinction, Mary Lou Martin, at the local office, and she was a typist. So the local office had the opportunity to give her a job, and she served well. So a forward-looking organization that certainly recognizes talent and leaps to the aid of the community, just like she's doing today with all these offers.
All right, Tom.
Thanks very much, Heather.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. You're getting all the glory today.
I know. I'm going to have to pass this along.
Something big. Tim is in Clinton. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. Heather, I was wondering if you could give us an update on the Clinton project. What's going to be paid? Is it Utica Street included on this, or is it just College Street?
So there is work on College Street so College Street is State Route 412, and Utica Street is State Route 12B. So there will be paving on 12B, and on 412 there will be paving because we're working. We're still working in that bridge there, so there will be some paving there as well. So that job,
Right.
we expect to be out of there by the fall in the village.
By the fall.
Yeah.
And I just want everybody to know to be kind to the flag people.
Yeah, I know.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah.
They're not holding people up on purpose.
That is correct.
I can't believe people react the way they react, like yelling, spitting on. I mean, it's
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. All right.
They do a great job. They do a great job.
Thank
All right, Tim. Thank you. That project in Clinton, I think people are going to be glad when it's done.
They will. People are always glad to see us leave.
Yes. It's like, okay, but I don't know. They've left a few things behind. I think they might be coming back, and that usually happens. So
yeah. So
all right.
in Clinton, we have trees to replant in the fall. So that's why I'm saying we're going to be out of there.
Okay, in the fall.
The trees that were chosen by the village for replacement of the trees that we removed are fall plantings. So we try to do our best to replace in the correct season, and so the construction work may be out of there in the end of August.
A little earlier, but okay. All right. Anything else you want people to know?
That's it. Be safe out there.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Mike had said, I have a comment about, he said, I love Tom's stories. They always have some very interesting long detours. Kind of fits in with
26 and 46.
Doesn't it? There you go. Okay, Heather TN, thank you.
Thank you.
Quick break. We have news coming up. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me tell you about a little pain. We're talking about the Good Feet Store. Knee, hip, back pain could come from your feet. At the Good Feet Store, they are ready to help. It's an insert system. Free, no obligation, personalized fitting. You walk in, and they will show you exactly where your step may be off. And the three-step system, strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. Strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. These are inserts that are made in the USA and go in your shoes, and you don't even realize you're working on your walk. And ultimately, the goal, to get rid of the pain. The Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive, in New Hartford. Call 315-999-3910.
Contractors and landscapers, be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rental to make sure your projects get done. Tough work demands tough equipment, so stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at warnerss.com.
Where quality still counts at Warner's.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
Hey, I want to tell you also this morning about an opportunity where you can salute American Made and save 25%. It's at New York Sash. All of their products, their windows, their bath systems, their doors, all made in the USA. And right now, everything is 25% off. That includes top quality New York Sash brand windows, which we have in our home, and I really believe they make all the difference in the world, summertime and wintertime. So don't wait. Get a free estimate today and save 25% on the Made in America sale going on right now in New York Sash. 624-7344.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Tain Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
The polls are just opening now in most of Texas. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where Republican Senator John Cornyn's job is on the line in a runoff against Trump-backed GOP challenger Ken Paxton, Texas Attorney General, who tells Fox,
what has John accomplished that's good for the state of Texas or the country? And you know what? No one's ever had an answer.
The president endorsed Paxton last week, but Cornyn tells Fox Digital,
were he to be the nominee and be exposed to general election voters, especially independents, I think it's going to be a very rocky time.
The winner will face Democratic State Rep James Tallarico in the general election. Democrats have not won a statewide race in Texas since 1994, although this race is among the handful that could determine if Republicans are able to hold on to their majority.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. The American military's gone on the attack again in Iran.
U.S. Central Command says these were self-defense strikes in southern Iran, targeting missile launch sites and boats placing mines in the Strait of Hormuz. 4 people are reported killed on the boats. A senior U.S. official tells Fox the strikes are over for now, and the declared ceasefire with Iran is still in effect.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. The talks continue trying to work out an end to the conflict and get shipping moving again through the Strait of Hormuz. Fox's Jeff Paul reports from Dubai.
Gulf Arab states remain hopeful that a deal can get done. We know that a delegation from Iran has recently traveled to Qatar to continue on with those diplomatic relations. But within Iran itself, officials there say that these talks with the U.S. are proving a little difficult.
An Iran supreme leader warned today that U.S. military bases in the region are no longer safe. Thousands of people are back home in Garden Grove, California, south of L.A., with the threat of a massive toxic chemical disaster ruled out, but thousands more still evacuated because an overheated storage tank in question remains a concern. Acting Orange County and interim Orange County Fire Chief T.J. McGovern says,
we still do have some additional threats, an explosion, a leak, but we're actively working on those.
America's listening to Fox News.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we were meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. It's not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor was created so people could get back to living life on their terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today for just $19.95. Your 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF.
For the 4th time in his second term in the White House, President Trump will go to the doctor today for a medical exam.
Less than a month before his 80th birthday, President Trump will get a medical and dental checkup today. Following a physical last year, the president's doctor, Sean Barbarella, said President Trump is in excellent health, exhibiting robust cardiac, pulmonary, neurological, and general physical function, but noted swelling in the president's legs as a result of chronic venous insufficiency, described as a benign and common condition in older patients. President Trump does take aspirin and medication for cholesterol. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The shooting near a White House checkpoint Saturday that left the attacker dead, killed by Secret Service, has the Trump administration pushing harder for that White House ballroom.
The Justice Department returned to a federal judge over the weekend, saying that Saturday's incident proves the urgent need for construction to continue on a White House ballroom without legal hurdles that are currently in its way. While an April ruling intended to halt above-ground construction in the White House ballroom, work has continued due to an order that was put on hold from an appeals court.
Well, that's Fox's Alexandria Hoff. On Wall Street, some big gains are in store. Futures for the Dow are rising nearly 300 points after the Dow closed at a record high on Friday. They're celebrating in New York. The Knicks are in the NBA Finals for the first time in 27 years.
11 consecutive victories, back-to-back sweeps.
One of the most remarkable runs in NBA playoff history continues.
The call on ESPN after the Knicks blew out the Cavaliers by 37 points in Cleveland to advance to the NBA Finals to face either San Antonio or Oklahoma City. That series is tied in Game 5s tonight. There was overtime drama on ice.
Svechnikov, cross ice, Jarvis. Back out, shot by Svechnikov. Score!
Andrei Svechnikov won it for Carolina in Montreal. The Hurricanes beat Canadians 3-2 on TNT to go up 2-1 on the Eastern Conference Final. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We have some sunshine, 57 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. A man who was stuck on the second floor of a multi-unit apartment fire on John Street in Utica has died. The man's name has not been released. The fire started late Friday night and has displaced some 36 residents, including 15 children. 2 firefighters were treated for minor injuries as well. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Voters in the city of Rome will be presented with a second budget proposal after the school district spending plan was voted down earlier this month. A revised plan will be put before voters on June 16th. That plan reduces the proposed tax increase from 2.89% to 2.5%. The revised budget will be explained to the public at a hearing coming up on June 2nd at 5:15. State lawmakers heading back to Albany today to continue passing a state budget that is almost 2 months late. Voting on the fiscal plan started last week and could be wrapped up in the coming days. The initial deadline to have a budget was April 1st. The total price tag for the spending plan is projected to be above $260 billion. The Oneida County Public Market is now up and running for the 2026 season. It's located at Union Station on Main Street. It will operate every Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. The market offers a variety of products, including baked goods, produce, meats, and handcrafted items. And there will be more activities beginning this year. Musicians and vendors. In the event of inclement weather, the market will move inside Union Station. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:07. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Seeing a little bit of clouds streaming across the area here as we head on through this morning. That'll give way to some sunshine. Might see a few clouds into the late morning this afternoon. Nice and mild up to about 85. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60. Wednesday, some partial sun, 82. Front through with limited fanfare, meaning no precip. And by Thursday, we've got sun, 72. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, some sunshine, 57 degrees at 8:08. All right, from the IBEW Local 43 Sports Desk, the Knicks complete a sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are headed to the NBA Finals. Last night's final was 130-93. It's 11 straight wins in the playoffs for the Knicks. They'll face Oklahoma City or San Antonio. Those two teams playing Game 5 tonight in the Western Conference Finals, tied at 2 games apiece. Baseball, the Yankees came back to beat the Royals 4-3 in the opener of a 3-game series in Kansas City. Anthony Volpe drove in the go-ahead run. The Yankees have won back-to-back games. They continue their 3-game set tonight. The Mets losing 4 straight this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, scoring a combined 4 runs in those 4 games.
And most of those games were close, except for yesterday's.
7-2 was your final yesterday. Nolan McLean takes the loss. The Mets have now dropped, as I mentioned, 4 straight, and they'll continue that series at home coming up tonight. Hockey playoffs, the Hurricanes have back-to-back overtime wins in the Eastern Conference Final. They beat the Canadiens 3-2 in OT last night. Carolina now leads that series 2-1. Out west, the Vegas Golden Knights looking to advance to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd time in franchise history. They lead the Colorado Avalanche 3-0. And then, can we get Smitty, Kyle Busch? Can you talk more about the
I did
Kyle
not
Busch
know
situation?
That this. First of all, we found out how he died. They're saying it was sepsis developed from pneumonia. Now,
so
totally something that probably could have been prevented had he gone to see a doctor earlier.
So 2 weeks ago at Watkins Glen, which I was supposed to attend, and I didn't
I
go.
did not know this all happened. You keep hearing the report that he was in the car and he called for a doctor.
Yeah, he wanted.
That happened at Watkins Glen.
He wanted them to give him a shot in the nose because he wasn't feeling well. And then the week later, on Friday night, he went to Dover and drove in the Craftsman Truck Series, dominated, and won the race.
Wow.
And then he goes to Charlotte to find the gold for the Coke 600. Unfortunately, he passes. They retired the number 8 car. Richard Childress said that's going to be his son Braxton.
Yeah, his son.
Number when he's ready to go. But it's a tremendous.
We know the kid's 12 years old. We know that he's going to be.
Oh, he's already dominating on the mid-major, on the smaller circuits.
Oh, the kid is?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
At 12?
Yes.
Wow. I wonder.
You apparently don't have to have a driver's license to dominate on the small circuit.
He's on the smaller circuit. He's dominating on the smaller circuits.
All right.
So apparently, what the hope for is Braxton Bush is to take over his dad's number 8.
Okay.
I just watched a video over the weekend. I didn't watch the entire.
It was shocking, though, that all this happened at Watkins Glen.
Yes.
That they're talking about.
I didn't watch the entire interview, but I saw highlights of it. It was Tony Stewart, and he was complaining about NASCAR and said he doesn't even watch anymore, basically saying that they've capped the horsepower that the cars can use, not only in the NASCAR series, I guess the Sprint Cup series. Is that
Really?
still Sprint Cup? But also in the truck series.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts series now.
So what he was saying was, he goes, you can go, like, there's guys who go to the races who have faster, nicer trucks than what you see on the track. He's like, it doesn't make any sense. Not that relates to the Kyle Busch story, but I just found that interesting.
How fast?
As it
You
relates
mean
to NASCAR.
NASCAR regular racing is not fast?
Well, no, it is fast, but for instance, he was talking specifically about the truck series where you can buy a truck with like 780 horsepower, but the truck series is capped at like 620 or something, 620 horsepower. And he was kind of calling NASCAR out. He goes, man, I don't even watch it anymore. Wow. You can see 2 faster trucks pulling off from a stoplight on a straight road. So, for whatever that's worth.
Just the Kyle Busch story is a terrible story.
Yeah, it is.
Really bad.
We have Steve O'Donnell on, the head of NASCAR, coming on right now on the line.
Oh, he is. All right, Steve, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Well, hello, Bill.
Well, hello.
I was actually excited to have him explain the whole horsepower thing to me. But,
explain the horsepower thing. All right, you're calling about listen, the Mets had gotten.
Don't even waste your call
on this. The
Mets
had gotten to within 6 games. They were 6 games below 500. They were making a real move. And then they go into this weekend and they lose 5. And it's just awful.
Well, Mike Bergano, Utica's #1 Reds fan, says to Mets fans, better luck next time. And also, Joe says my new Braves shirt will arrive today.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just don't see any at this point. Man, it's Memorial Day, and we're already doing the postmortem here.
And also, how about those Knicks? Who would have ever imagined that the Knicks could be the franchise to win a championship in New York City since 2011?
I'm still stunned.
You've been complaining about the Knicks since I've worked here.
15 years.
Yeah.
For 15 years, and actually beyond that, I've complained about the Knicks. They've been on this run. It's really been incredible.
Yeah.
So they haven't been in the finals, they said, since 99. When's the last time they actually won it?
70s.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Stephen. Thanks, man.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
You do the same. All right, Cully, I do want to ask you, about the sepsis thing because you seem to want to talk about that because you've suffered from that.
Yeah, I'd also like to say I've been here over an hour, and this is the first time I've been able to speak, so that's unacceptable.
It's a good day as far as I jog it up.
Yeah.
That's a good day.
Yeah, I came in with sepsis in 2023, and it was bad. My foot was infected.
You came in here?
Not here.
Oh.
When I went to the hospital.
Oh, you came in. Okay. I didn't know what that meant.
I was delirious. I was fighting nurses. I had to be restrained. And that's when they found the infection. It had spread into my blood.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically said.
That's what sepsis.
It's a blood.
Bad.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's
to diagnose.
Hard to get an antibiotic to.
There's only one or two that work against it. Vancomycin.
It's really bad.
Something else. So it's like they basically explained it to me like Mike Tyson versus Glass Joe, and I was Glass Joe, 1 in 99, the chances of beating sepsis.
But you did,
yeah.
or not?
Well,
yeah.
To an extent, because I lost a foot in the process.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it could have been a lot worse. I mean, it was.
Is that what you lost? So it's your foot that is gone?
Yeah.
Well, it's not from the whole knee down,
not
right?
the knee down.
No, it's my foot. It's right. Like
so
my
your
ankle,
leg goes into the prosthetic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my ankle down. Yeah.
All right.
But it was 6 weeks on IV antibiotics.
Are the lights too bright for you? Or is it bothering you? Is there?
No,
because I can bring them down.
No, this is my look.
Your pit viper sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the look.
All right.
It irritates me.
It is. You know, we have a radio. Somebody that I worked with. I won't say the name, but died of sepsis.
Oh,
bitten. It's common.
Bit by a spider, I believe.
Ugh.
And it got infected into the point where he wound up in the hospital. And it turned to sepsis.
Oh my gosh!
Causes organ failure.
Yeah,
and it's a quick process. My understanding
is
it's almost, it goes so fast they can't do anything about it.
So I had what I thought was a tick bite that had gotten infected, and they were all worried about that. To make sure it doesn't develop into sepsis, because that could be really, really bad.
Yeah.
And clearly it moved quickly when it comes to Kyle Busch. And I had said something that was probably preventable. You shook your head no.
Well, it's often misdiagnosed. It's very tough to diagnose. He had pneumonia with it.
Right.
And then it presents afterwards if the infection develops. Sepsis can only
But chances are, had you treated the pneumonia, you might not have gotten to the point where sepsis developed.
And there's only 1 or 2 antibiotics that actually treat sepsis.
Right.
So unless you're on those specifically, the other antibiotics don't do anything, and you continue to deteriorate.
All right.
And there's a vaccine for pneumonia, remember?
Yeah.
Right.
There is.
That's another thing.
Before we came on, I looked because I remember years ago looking at it, and you had to be 65, but they actually lowered that age to 50 now. So if you're
it's a good idea to get it because it's also a killer, right? So, all right, interesting. You want to add something?
You want to hear from Lance this morning?
Yeah, let's hear a little bit.
All right, Lance says, and I don't think I'm buying this, Lance, but Lance says, now that we are back from Tennessee, I will contribute 2 more no votes to the next school budget vote in Rome. The district needs a complete overhaul. The recent horrible testing results show that things are amiss in the district, along with many personnel issues.
That's bullcrap.
Can you ask Lance if he likes me?
He doesn't. You want to hear?
Yes.
Let's just talk about that.
I'd like to know
what you'll send that district through by voting no on the budget will be horrible. It will only make things worse for those kids and the district. And listen, it's a larger school district. Larger school districts have a lot of students, and it's a challenge. To say that it's a bad school district, I think, is very unfair. And that a no vote would be good, that would be very bad.
And Lance is not a big fan of Cully. He says, please turn the second camera off. The guy in the sunglasses squirms around too much. He must have something wrong with him. Wearing sunglasses indoors already confirms my theory about having something wrong.
Yeah, Lance, I have a lot wrong with me. Thank you for noticing, and I will take them off if it'll make you like me. I'm very sorry. And yeah,
no, don't take him off. Please don't take him off.
I have so much wrong with me.
No, please don't take him off.
Yeah.
It's your look, isn't it?
I'm autistic, Lance. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'll be better.
Let's not go there. The sunglasses are your podcast look. And plug your podcast. Do you have a podcast?
Yes, the Steve Cully
Actually,
YouTube
it pulls
channel.
a lot of numbers.
Yes.
Like a lot.
26,000 subscribers. My partner, Dave Schumann, has 1.5 million subscribers.
He's a Yukon guy.
Yep, we do Rebel Republic. We cover all of Yukon sports. We have a true crime podcast, mental health, and a parenting podcast called Honesty Lost.
Mm-hmm. So the parenting thing is what? It's like
one of my friends from Yukon wanted to do a podcast
on
being
parenting,
a mother in
on being
this
a mother.
climate.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's been extremely popular. I had a guest on who has written several books. He's been on Oprah, Todd Sarner, MFT. He was outstanding. He asked to come on the show, and it's been very, very popular.
All right. Well, there you go.
I do it all.
And they search for?
Just go to my YouTube channel, Steve Cully.
Okay.
Thank you for plugging me, Bill.
That's your gift.
amazing.
That's your gift for the day.
That's my gift for the day.
And a day's gift covers an entire year. I don't know if you know that. Did you know that? Quick break. Hold tight. Coming right back.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC Chem Dry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC Chem Dry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
The bar's set with Top Shelf Country Cruise, and 2027 is taking it even further. You're not going to want to miss this. Sail aboard the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa, stopping at Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel, and catch performances by Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Hauser. Introducing the exclusive Veranda Plus stateroom with these amazing perks: embarkation day lunch, daily breakfast in blue, afternoon hors d'oeuvres, and a beverage package, all included. Reserve now at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Memorial Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Get up to a $1,000 prepaid gas card on select new King and Queen mattress sets. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. A $500 gas card on massage chairs. Go to MattressExpressNY.com.
If you're looking for smart, balanced talk to wrap up your day, tune in to The Guy Benson Show. Weeknights at 7 will break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and the media with sharp analysis, lively interviews, and a dose of humor. From Capitol Hill to the day's hottest headlines, we bring you the facts and the conversation behind them. If you miss it during the week, catch the weekend edition Sunday afternoon starting at 1. That's The Guy Benson Show, weeknights at 7 and Sundays at 1 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, portions of the program brought to you by Steve Pawnee Mazda, Ricky Z. You know, he's doing a dueling pianos event that's coming up. Him and his brother.
That's cool.
That'll be really cool. He does kind of a dueling piano by himself here in studio. That's also pretty cool. Anyway, it's Ricky Z at Steve Pawnee Mazda. The new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is an incredible vehicle. Contemporary styling, larger touchscreen display, a luxurious interior. Mazda's commitment to advanced engineering, reliability, safety, and it's just fun to drive. Right now, save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2026 Mazda CX-5s. See the dealership for details. As Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business. Steve Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I got to go buy a car to find out when and where he's playing?
It
was a tease.
It was a little tease. It's actually it's a political fundraiser, actually.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. but I think we're going to go.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Any other comments? Because I got a few here. Larry this morning. Bill, I told you a while ago, Mets season over by Mother's Day or Father's Day.
Yeah.
You said you would wait until the All-Star break to admit it's over, and you just admitted it's over. Well, it sure seems like it, doesn't it?
John Wick says, Cully is the Heisenberg of podcasting. He also says the glasses look like the blind guy cataracts glasses. But there was a compliment in there calling you the Heisenberg of podcasting. That is a good thing.
Cataracts, yeah.
So I guess you're not going to respond to that. Oh, that's right. You don't have a mic.
I'm the only one that doesn't have my microphone on.
Okay, now it's off.
Yeah, so.
Okay, I got to go to the guest. We'll do more. You'll get your opportunity. On the line right now is Kristen Graves. She's the program manager for the Home Ownership Center. And there's a new program that's out that people could take advantage of. It's called VRP, Vacant Rental Program, through New York State Homes and Community Renewal. And it is funding which will help property owners to rehabilitate vacant rental units, help increase access to safe, quality, affordable housing here in the area. And Kristen, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right, so tell us about the program. What and who is it? Anybody that has a vacant rental property?
Yeah, so we're really excited about this program. It's the first time that we've run anything quite like this. The property owners can apply for this funding. So it is for vacant rental units only. Vacant meaning that you cannot displace a tenant in order to have this work done. So it has to be unmarketable and inhabitable at the time that we come in to inspect the property. The property owner must be a responsible owner, so meaning that they're disclosing all of the owned properties, there's no bankruptcies or foreclosures, current on their mortgage, property taxes, utility, and property insurance. They must be a local landlord, local meaning they live within Oneida, Herkimer, Madison, Fulton, Montgomery, Hamilton, Otsego, Onondaga, Oswego, or Lewis counties, and own 20 or fewer rental properties. And there are not income restrictions on the property owners. The restrictions will come later on in the tenants.
Okay. Oh, so there could be restrictions on who they can rent to?
Exactly. So the way the program is broken down, the property has to have no more than 5 rental residential units in it. So it could be a mixed-use property. Maybe it has a grocery store in it, and up to 5 residential units as well. We can do work on a maximum of 5 units, 5 of those residential units per property, meaning that if a landlord has multiple rental properties,
okay,
they could have one that needs 3 units, and then once that project's completed, funds are still available, we can do up to 2 more units in another property. So the award amounts are going to be based on whether you do a standard award limit, and that's $50,000 per unit.
Wow.
And with that, if you're choosing that $50,000 award, then you're agreeing to rent to a household with income limits at or below 80% of the area median income.
Okay.
There's also an enhanced award, which is up to $75,000 per unit, and that comes with the threshold of renting to households with 60% area median income or lower.
So how many how many property owners could win the award?
So it depends on how much work is needed.
Okay.
We do have enough that we're going to be able to do probably 8 to 10. I'm sorry, I might be misspeaking on that. Let me get back to you on that. Give me a minute.
Because you have like $750,000 to work with, right?
Correct.
Okay. So once that is used up, then the program ends.
The program ends.
So it'd be if anybody's interested, it'd be a good idea to get in now and get your application in now. How do they do that? How do they apply?
So to apply, you can either call into our office if we can get one sent to you, or if you have access to internet, you can apply right online by visiting our website at unhs.org. Under the community tab at the top, there will be a drop down. There's a landlord resources section. You'll click that. You'll see program about the New York State Vacant Rental Program. And and there's an Apply Today button that'll bring you right to the application. You'll also find our fact sheet, our frequently asked questions, an applicant eligibility policy, and our application prioritization. So we are giving priority to landlords who have units that are,
okay,
I don't want to say ready to go, but essentially, that the work is ready to begin. So we're not going in and finding that there's cluttered mess or things of that sort.
Got it. All right, and the phone number over at the Homeownership Center is 315-724-4197.
Correct.
All right, good stuff. Anything else you want people to know, Kristen?
Get those applications in so we can get this work started and get some more affordable units in the Oneida County area.
All right, thank you so much, Kristen. Have a great day.
Thanks for having us.
All
I'll
right.
see you the same. Bye-bye.
Up to $75,000.
Yeah, that's
significant. Now you'll have restrictions on who you can rent to. However, the reality is if you have what would we call an S-hole? You're familiar with S-holes?
Yes.
S, the letter S, hole. And if you have one of those and you rent it out, you shouldn't be surprised that people treat it like an S-hole. But if it's really nice, the hope is that people will treat it accordingly.
The hope, yeah.
The hope. Wayne is on the line right now. Wayne, good morning.
Well, you know the old saying, Bill, the S-hole, everybody has one. Bill, I got a question for you because I know you're like an expert in this area.
Oh, absolutely.
I got a different pool, and I want to know what's the cheapest way of going about filling the pool up.
Well, what I do is
don't wait for the rain. I don't want to hear that.
No. You can go to any home improvement place, Lowe's, Home Depot, Little Falls Lumber, I think, and you buy the longest hose you can find, and then at night you sneak over to your neighbor's house and you put that thing right up, just screw it right onto their spigot. I don't know. I mean, I think your best bet is probably filling it with your water, if you have city water.
Right.
As opposed to, you could bring in a truck. The truck will come in and fill it for you, and it'll be filled quickly.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to get tarps like they do over at like Ollie's and over in the Narford Shopping Center, and I was going to divert like my neighbor's roof, my back roof, and my a garage roof. I was going to divert it with tarps into the pool until I was full.
That'll take a little while.
Yeah, I was going to say, in theory, I guess you could do that, but it's going to take a long time.
Yeah, well, around here, what, 3-4 days?
Well, I got to tell you, this spring, I'll tell you, it rained a lot 2 nights ago.
Saturday,
I had to get water out of the pool because it went up above the skim line, which means it won't skim properly.
So you really have no answer for that?
There are companies out there where you can actually, they'll come in with a tanker and they'll fill it right up. But
I know, but is it cheaper to do it that way?
My experience has been, you call them when you need it filled because you have a party coming up in 2 days and you got to get that thing filled. I've been there.
And Wayne, one thing to consider, because I've done this myself, is the companies, if you pay a little bit more, they will give you treated water, which is going to save you on chemicals. Because if you dump 20,000 gallons in your pool, you're going to spend a lot of money getting that up to temp. So if you pay a little bit more, the water will come treated, basically swimmable.
You do realize, but with Utica water, right, when you do wash your clothes or you do anything, the Utica water has enough chlorine, fluoride, and everything in it where you don't even need detergent to wash your clothes. Yeah. So,
look, I don't think that's true. A and B. Utica water is Whitesboro's water, New Hartford's water.
Yeah,
is it no? Rome's on its own system, but there's a lot of Yeah.
All right, Wayne, I think your best bet is the hose. It's going to take you a few days.
I think so, too.
How many gallons of water in your pool?
No, about 6,000, I figure, right?
Okay, so it's
something
not,
like that,
it's not that bad.
An above ground pool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you'll be filled in a day or two.
All right, thanks, guys.
I did once.
Good luck, Wayne.
I did once use 2 hoses. I had 2 spigots on the property, and I put both in. Now, it does lessen the amount that's coming out, but I do think it filled quicker.
I think it probably would.
And it did, and I tested it beforehand with a gallon jug, and it filled quicker with the 2 hoses than it would with 1. Because you'd be thinking, well, there's only so much water is going to come out. You're splitting it. I'm not splitting it. I'm using another. It is splitting it, though. But it's splitting it from the main line. So if you could do that, it would speed up the process a little bit.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right, Wayne. Thanks. Does that make sense?
It does.
That it would go a little bit faster. Both weaker stream, but
still
more water.
As a whole, more.
As a whole, more water was going in. Quick break, 8:34.
The Utica Mayor's Benefit Gala lighting the way is Saturday, May 30th at 6 p.m. at the Delta, benefiting Abraham House. A guaranteed evening of amazing food, drinks, and entertainment by Showtime, Last Left, Just Joe, Nick Bontempo, and more. Tickets can be purchased at uticamayorsbenefitgala.com. It's an evening filled with community connection and purpose, all while supporting compassionate end-of-life care for those who need it most. It's a big party for all. We hope to see you on May 30th at the Utica Mayor's Benefit Gala.
You love yard sales, but let's be real. You could spend all weekend driving around and still miss out on amazing finds. Over 100 vendors all in one place. Find antiques, furniture, household items, tools, brand new clothing, kids' clothes, toys, collectibles, hidden gems, and so much more. No driving all over town. Park once, shop, save, and treasure hunt all day long. The world's largest yard sale at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds, June 20th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Potting Shed Antiques, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and James Mitsubishi.
Sunshine, 58 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
WIBX. And
9:50 a.m., 92.3 FM News Time, 8:36.
Mike says $800 to fill his pool. Breaking news. So he had a company come in, filled his pool, Wayne, for $800. That's breaking news.
And we think it's cheaper to just go with the hose off the house, right?
Depending on what your water charge is, it's probably cheaper.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
All right, Texas holding the Republican primary runoff for the U.S. Senate today between incumbent Senator John Cornyn and State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Last week, President Trump announced his endorsement of Paxton, turning the race on its head. The U.S. says it launched self-defense strikes against Iranian missile sites and naval assets near the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM spokesperson Timothy Hawkins saying that the action was taken to protect U.S. personnel from imminent threats posed by Iranian forces. He said the strikes targeted missile positions as well as Iranian boats attempting to lay naval mines in that area. A weekend shooting near the White House is cited in an effort to dismiss a lawsuit over the construction of a new ballroom. The Secret Service says agents shot and killed an armed man at a security checkpoint near 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue on Saturday. Government lawyers argued that the White House needs a secure facility to protect the president, his family, and their guests. The co-founder of AI startup Anthropic agrees with Pope Leo and his call to safeguard humanity from the dangers of artificial intelligence. Chris Olah was invited to speak at the Vatican on Monday as Pope Leo presented the first major theological document of his papacy. In it, he warned that technology, such as AI, is fueling global conflicts.
Meanwhile, though, the Anthropic guy is creating the AI.
Yeah.
I mean, he's with a business anyway, right?
And Ferrari is revealing its first fully electric car, I think it's pronounced the Luce. The Luce can hit 60 miles an hour in 2.5 seconds, and it costs about $650,000.
Only $650. Wow.
I mean, you can afford gas
Sure.
if you're paying that much for the car anyway, right?
Well, if you're buying that, you're buying it because it does 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time is 8:39. Here's your forecast.
Seeing a little bit of clouds streaming across the area here as we head on through this morning. That'll give way to some sunshine. Might see a few clouds into the late morning this afternoon. Nice and mild up to about 85. Tonight, mainly cloudy, 60. Wednesday, some partial sun, 82. Front through with limited fanfare, meaning no precip. And by Thursday, we've got sun, 72. A chance of showers Friday afternoon, 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stage at WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine, 59 degrees. More on this pool and water
It's
situation.
become a big issue. It's a big issue.
I'm glad we're getting the feedback.
So, the pool we had when we lived at our last house had to be emptied every year. You say you have a concrete? No, you don't.
No.
So ours was steel. It was a steel pool put in the 1950s. And it had to be painted every year, and the water had to be emptied out of it every year. Otherwise, you leave the water in the pool, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but there's a really interesting. Hauck has an interesting point on how to save money.
Yeah, so I filled my pool both ways, company and by hose. If you do use your hose, if you call the water authority when you're doing it, let them know you're filling your pool, they'll take the sewage fee off of it. Now, it doesn't amount to a lot of money, but every dollar counts. So
Yeah, the sewage fee will come off.
Interesting. Easy and Ilion. You have to call them and make sure they read your water meter before and after.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Yep.
you'll pay a sewer fee on top of the water bill.
Yep.
Lance and Lee saying Rome isn't metered, so filling pools isn't an issue here yet.
Rome water is not metered.
That's interesting, right?
So how big of a hose do you have, Bill?
I got not long enough to get to Rome. I don't think so.
Can't
The
run
other
it on
thing
49?
is there's a pro hose that might through pressure actually fill it up quicker.
Yeah, my buddy turned me out of this for pressure washing. I bought mine at Home Depot, plug for Home Depot. It's a 3/4 inch hose. It's called the Pro Series, and it pumps a lot of water out of because you're limited. No matter how much pressure you have at your house, if the hose is only a certain diameter, you're limited by that. So this 3/4 inch is really good.
And the government doesn't want you to know about it.
Of course not.
If you've been watching the latest YouTube stuff, every product they try to sell on there now, including the hose, you don't need a pressure washer because we've got this new technology, and the government doesn't want you to know about it. I don't know why. Why doesn't the government want you to know?
Oh, yeah.
Are they worried we're going to start attacking people with pressure washers or something?
Listen, some of those pressure washers can cut right through brick and steel or stone or
it's
whatever.
Alien technology. That's what you don't know about. It's alien technology.
It's alien technology, yes.
Who needs a gun?
Let me tell you, a pressure washer will cut your toes off.
Yeah,
it will.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to be, when you think I'm kidding.
I don't think you're kidding.
I had a terrible idea once. We were trying to strip the paint off the side of a house, and I gave my son the pressure washer to just spray it down, and any chip paint, it'll get the chip paint off. The problem was that I didn't realize it was the wrong nozzle was on it. It was the pinpoint nozzle. So I had like marks. It looked like one of those ash borer worms got in under the bark of our siding.
Right.
And there were lines all over. It was awful. I had to replace the siding. It was a problem.
I thought you were going to say you know somebody who lost a toe that way.
It'll cut your digit right off. It'll cut a gaping hole in your leg if you spray that. Why, do you know? Have you had it before?
No, I just wish we did that with me.
Lost your leg?
I would rather have done that than get sepsis.
Yeah, you come to our house. We'll get rid of that.
And don't pressure wash with flip-flops. That's my tip of the day.
Oh, you do not ever want to do that. Yep. You're going to really hurt yourself. And yeah, I'm not sure about concrete, but it'll go through wood. It'll cut badly. Quick break, and we'll wrap this mess up. 8:43 at WIBX.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton. When you've worked hard to build something meaningful, protecting it should be part of your plan. At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we help families navigate the complexities that come with significant assets, especially estate taxes and long-term care considerations. We break down the implications, explore smart strategies, and help reduce future tax exposure and nursing home costs. Because no two families are alike, every plan is tailored to fit your situation.
Hilton, you know the name. They know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186. Or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, by the way, just on your pressure washer question there, in terms of injuries, yes, it operates, pressure washers operate on thousands of pounds per square inch, PSI, turning a simple water stream into a medical emergency if it strikes flesh. It can cut, it can puncture the skin, forcing fluid and debris deep into soft tissue, muscles, tendons, and nerves. Yeah, you can kill somebody with a pressure washer. The entry wound often appears deceptively minor, sometimes just a tiny painless pinprick. This often causes people to delay seeking help. The reality, hours later, deep tissue swelling, numbness, agonizing pain developing as the injected water restricts blood flow, and you could die from that.
So we have to outlaw them, right?
I believe we should license, at the very least, they'll probably want to license them. I'm surprised Albany hasn't gotten onto this. By the way, this week it looks like our budget's going to be passed. We'll see.
Allegedly.
We'll see. Jack Flans is in here this morning, Director of Fund Development. What is that your organization? The Director of, go ahead.
Yeah, so Aaron's Angels of CNY is a nonprofit organization dedicated to eradicating child hunger.
Okay.
And it's an organization I work for. It was founded by a woman named Sheila Dion, who's been on this program before. In addition to trying to find ways to feed kids on the weekends when they're not in school and school meals aren't available, we were also trying to pass the New York State Children's Bill of Rights, which we've talked about on this program before.
Yeah. So this program to raise money for Aaron's Angels is running hunger out of town, and you're using the Boilermaker.
Yeah, absolutely. So this will be my 40th or 41st Boilermaker. I started running it in 1983 when I was about 14 years old. And I was a high school freshman or sophomore running cross country at the old alma mater UFA, when it was UFA.
Yeah.
And I've been running it ever since. And so I kind of got the idea, I know the Boilermaker has a charity bid program. We weren't lucky enough this year to be accepted into it. So I thought, why not create my own?
Okay.
So I contacted the Boilermaker and got their okay with it. And I created an infrastructure on our website where people can create their own fundraising page. And they can share that out on social media. And if they're running the 15K, the 5K, or the wheelchair race, and they raise a minimum of $500 for us to help us feed kids in central New York who are going without food on the weekends, then we'll reimburse their registration fee.
Okay, that's really cool. So they donate the money to the organization, and you guys reimburse it.
Yeah, well, what we do is we ask them to fundraise.
Okay.
We ask them to create their fundraising page on the aaronsangels.com webpage, and then take that page and go out on social media or send it via text message, instant message, email, however they want to send it,
all right,
and just gather donations. And the way I've done it, I've raised my $500. In fact, I've gone beyond $500, and now I've raised my goal to $1,000. And the way I did it was I looked at my Facebook contact list, and I've got about 5,000 Facebook friends over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And identified 50 people who I thought would be able to donate at least $10.
Yeah.
And I sent them an instant message letting them know that I was a kid who went to bed hungry more nights than I care to remember here in Utica, and I'm raising money to help other kids not have to go to bed hungry. And would you donate $10?
Yeah.
And it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Wow, that's really good.
And so if people are out there, they're training for the Boilermaker, they're already registered or they plan on registering, keep on with the training. And if you'd like to help us raise funds to feed kids, I'll help you with the fundraising.
And then how many kids go to bed hungry in our areas?
The Food Bank of Central New York released a statistic that in the greater Central New York area, 1 in 5 kids live in food insecurity.
Wow.
And in the 3-county area of Oswego County, Oneida County, and Onondaga County, all 3 counties are listed in the top 10 food insecure counties in New York State.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They go to your website,
aaronsangels.com.
And
how many bibs do you have?
Well, we don't have bibs. What we're doing is we're reimbursing people who register.
Gotcha.
So you have to be running the race in order to
exactly.
I imagine you could run they do the run like they'll run on Boilermaker Sunday if they're in the military in Saudi Arabia or something like. So you could be somewhere else and actually do it.
Absolutely.
And still raise the money. I assume.
The only thing we would require is confirmation that you are registered in the Boilermaker. So everyone who registers gets a confirmation email.
Okay.
As soon as they submit their application.
Got it.
So we just ask for that, and then we'll reimburse, upon raising the $500, we'll reimburse the registration fee.
Okay. All right. aaronsangels.com.
Yep.
All right, Jack. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Bill.
it.
Thank you, Thanks, guys.
Let's see. I want to give Cully a chance to get his. What did you want to? You can. You don't have to move chairs, but you can if you want. So, thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Let me tell you. Well, let's get through this first before I do anything. All right. So, NCAA, you've been following along on this whole issue of the money problem, the eligibility, all of these, and there's another step that's coming here soon, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. The commissioners are getting together to meet to move towards a 24-team college football playoff. There's a lot of arguments about it, for it, against it. The SEC and Big Ten have discussed breaking apart and doing their own playoff system. The reason they want to expand to 24 teams is basically because the SEC and the Big Ten, the conferences are so big now that they're not getting enough teams in the playoffs. So they want to get more teams in. However, by doing this, it would eliminate the SEC championship game, which makes over $100 million. So they're trying to figure out how to do the playoffs with still having that revenue. And then also, Ole Miss is suing, filed an investigation with the NCAA for tampering against Clemson. This has not been done before. There was a player in the transfer portal who transferred to Clemson, and then he enrolled in class. He had an NIL deal, a rev share deal, and ended up at Ole Miss a few days later. Dabo Swinney accused Pete Golding, the head coach at Ole Miss, for tampering, and the NCAA is now investigating it, and this could result in suspensions and charges.
I think the whole thing has just become such a mess, and it's out of. I think
that's what they said.
They've created a monster here that they can't control all of a sudden.
They said it's unsustainable. We're seeing schools cutting sports. More schools are going to cut sports. It's costing $40 to $50 million to field a good college football team now, $15 million to field a men's basketball team. And even the Michigan and Ohio State athletic directors came out and said, this model is unsustainable. And then the other news was Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback at Texas Tech, who was charged with gambling through an NCAA investigation. He's suing for an injunction so he can play this year, because the NCAA has to make a decision by June 5th.
Has he admitted that he was gambling?
Yeah, 100%. He admitted it. He went to treatment, but he blames the NCAA for not providing help and resources that he needed.
So he
had help.
The victim.
He is the victim, yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, you see
Right.
DraftKings, you see all these betting sites.
Yeah, but
and they made gambling legal for college
Right,
athletes.
right.
It's like putting a loaded gun in a kid's hand.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to
I mean,
happen?
ultimately, though, they have to make the right decisions, right? And if the rules
What
are
22-year-olds make the right decisions?
Well, a lot of them.
I didn't.
I know that.
You remember some of my decisions.
You know, I mean, but right? I mean, is there a personal responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you give them I'll say the privilege or the right to do it, and then when they break the rules, it's the institution's fault for allowing them to do it.
Well, I just think they should have provided some resources for him, and I agree. He had a problem. This went on for 4 or 5 years.
Like an injury report or something?
No, resources for gambling addiction. Resources for
Right.
that. So, you know, there's no treatment for it.
I just find that this is a good example of where we are today, where the kids, if they do something wrong, it's because some larger entity drew them in and tempted them, and that's why they didn't follow the rules. Not because what happened to just personal responsibility.
No, he's
doing the
100%
right thing.
I agree.
You're on this kid's side. Do you think he should be allowed to play?
I do, because I think the NCAA was stupid for making gambling legal for college athletes. I think that's just asking for trouble. And we've seen scandal after scandal with college basketball players who have gotten in trouble for fixing games or prop bets and made money off of it. We've seen it in the NBA.
Yeah.
There was FBI investigation.
Well, there would be a way to somebody was talking about how you would fix the prop bet thing.
Yes.
Well,
and
you couldn't do an under.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Only over. So at least in that case, it's like Pete Rose. If he was betting on winning, that wasn't as bad as if he was betting on losing.
Bill, you saw in Major League Baseball the pitchers who got in trouble because the first pitch of the game was a ball. They would intentionally throw balls because of prop bets on the first pitch of the game.
Maybe that's what's going on with the Mets. We just uncovered something.
It's one giant prop bet.
But
the owner's trying to get his money back.
This Sorsby kid, regardless,
Yeah.
he would make $12 million or whatever with Texas Tech if he was eligible. So.
All right, Collie, there you go. We'll see
Yeah,
where
now I can go.
We'll see where it goes. Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients, and it covers everything. If you need a second opinion, maybe you need a new family physician, a new primary doctor. Dr. Cheryl Mattern added to the Falcon Clinic. Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zaluski. They're accepting new patients right now, and they can get you in within a week or two. Call today at 315-507-4751, the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
Jill and Scott here at New York Sash with our granddaughter, Finley.
Hello, Grandpa. You want stickers? Here, put one on the window.
Yeah. Scott, what's going on in here?
Finley and I are getting ready for the New York Sash Made in America sale. She's in charge of stickering Made in the USA labels on everything.
Everything?
Yep. Windows, siding, baths, and doors, you name it. Every New York Sash product is American made, so she's got her work cut out for her.
I don't think she'll finish before nap time.
Not a chance.
It's the Made in America sale at New York Sash, and right now, it's all 25% off.
That's right, 25% off our windows, siding, baths, and doors.
And everything is installed by our local team right here in Central New York.
Support American jobs, support local families. And while you're at it, save 25%.
Call New York Sash today for your free estimate at 315-624-7344 or visit newyorksash.com.
We'll bring America's best products to your home for less.
The Whitesboro Central School District is hiring bus drivers to support its transportation team. Serving 7 schools and more than 3,100 students, Whitesboro is one of Central New York's leading school systems, with an impressive 96% graduation rate. As a driver, you'll enjoy flexible scheduling, benefits, and opportunities for summer work. It's an ideal role for retirees, career changers, or anyone ready to make a real impact in their community. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or visit 20 Wood Road in Whitesboro today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at